Hello, 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 and welcome to Freedom with Marketing. Today we have an interesting topic to talk about, and that is a day in the life of an email marketer. So, what I'm going to share with you today is the journey and process that I've been through as a email marketer and copywriter, a few of the mistakes that I've made in the past, a few of the things that I've gone through, and to put in the hard work in order to improve my skills. What I do now when I'm working with clients, and also I want to describe to you what is truly possible with your business, your marketing, if you apply email marketing and social media marketing and what I teach in a efficient, productive, and leave way. So let's dive in. So let's go back for several years ago when I first started to become an email marketer. So why did I become an email marketer? The reason is because back when I first started copywriting, I bought as many programs that I could afford to learn. I listened to all the podcasts I could get my hand on. I listened to all of the interviews with copywriters and just consumed thousands and thousands of hours of content from people that were more experienced than me. This was listening. I was influenced a lot by Ben Settle. You may not know who he is, but he's quite a notorious email marketer. The likes of David Garfinkel, who is the world's greatest copywriting coach. I used to listen to his podcasts a lot, and various other ones as well that I won't go into. And so the reason I got into email marketing was because I consistently heard from multiple authorities that email marketing is sort of the best way to generate a return on investment for a client, and it's the best way to make sales. And that's why I decided to get into email marketing rather than everything else. And also because at the time, when you write individual emails, each email has its own idea, its own concept, and it's kind of like it had a bit more variety in it than just doing other stuff, which I found to be boring. So there was that element of it too. And then there was the scientific aspect of it where you can analyze data and you can test and then improve and improve and improve. So that's how I got into email marketing. And I remember the first few times that I wrote emails, and the first ones I wrote took me hours to write, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours to write a single email, which is a huge mistake. I wrote the email, I had to read back through it, I edited it, I slept on it and woke up the next morning and changed it and tweaked it and this and that and everything else, and then finally sent it to a client, and the client didn't even send it out. That's just the way that it is sometimes. So that's a mistake that I used to make. I used to spend way too much time writing emails. And another mistake that I made way back when I first began was I tried my hardest to write an email that was in the style of the client, which is difficult, especially if it's a new client, the first time you've encountered them, where you have to do all the research and all the background stuff before you can even write. You know, you compare that to if you've been writing emails for the client for 6 months, you can pretty much write in their voice anyway. In fact, you create their voice, so it's easy to replicate. But if it's the first time, not so easy. It takes a lot of time, and then the client gives feedback on it, and then you have to come back and change the email, and then you show it to the client again, and they give it feedback and change this and change that and change the other, and backwards, forwards, and then the email just never gets scheduled. That was in the early days, and it wasn't fun. You know, what I do now is I would, if it's going to be about an email and it needs to be in a specific voice for the client, and the client wants a specific voice, well, I just do what makes most sense, and I get them to record something for me. Maybe they record a video on a topic or audio on a topic or whatever it is, and I can get the transcription, and that transcription is in their voice. It's conversational. It is them. It's the written version of what they said. So then what I do now is, with the transcript, all I've got to do is organize it into an email structure, and the client isn't going to have any issues with it. But that's one of the things that I had back in the day. So that's when I started out. What I used to do, I continued to immerse myself 100% in email marketing, and I continued to listen to podcasts, consume information, consume training. I used to watch the training over and over again. I downloaded the MP3s, and at any chance I had, I'd be listening to the audios. So this was before my son was born, years before. So I had a lot more time. I'd go out for walks, listening to the podcast and listening to the audios from training. I'd be on an aeroplane and I'd do the same. And it was just absorbing this information. And then what I used to do, I reached a point where, well, I kind of know how it all works with email marketing. So what I started to do then was start to build my swipe file. So a swipe file is where I collected and saved screen captures of emails that I found inspiring. I created a document with subject lines that entice me. I'd spend hours in my inbox reading all the emails I'd got. I'd sign up to every email list that I could, see what they offered, see this, see the style, anything that got my attention. I thought that's a good idea. I'd save and store it. I think my email swipe file's probably got thousands of emails in. I've got a document that's got 200, 300 subject lines in it. All of these things, which is learning. And then the best emails I'd come across, I would handwrite them out. So I would get the sort of rhythm of it, and it would internalize the way that I would do something that I can write afterwards. It internalized the way that I would write the emails. I would then write it out in a notebook. I would then go through with a different color pen, or the same color pen sometimes, and literally break it down with what they did, so I could get the structure of the emails that I liked. I'd then type the structured up and then create my own email template. And because I'd handwritten it out and I imprinted the style and the sort of techniques in the email into my subconscious mind, when I come write an email with a template afterwards, it just flowed out of me, and it was faster and much more efficient. I did that for years. I've got notebooks filled with handwritten emails that I've just copied off others. I handwritten bullet points. I used to do a lot of bullet points, and then created a huge PDF with all of the templates in. Same with sales letters, same with headlines, same with everything. Used to handwrite them out, break them down, think about them, reassemble them, try to find ways to improve them, and that's what I did. And that is what I used to do in my early days as an email copywriter. And that's how I built up my skills and knowledge. And so let's flash forward to when I first landed my big retainer client. So in the copywriting world, and with colleagues and friends that I had that did the same, there was always one figure to aim for me. I'm not going to reveal what it is, but that was an amount of money I wanted to earn each month as a copywriter doing what I did. One day I got it, and it was fantastic on the first time when I invoiced the client and the money was deposited into my bank account. And then I started to do the emails for this client. So this was in the later stages. This is when I was experienced. I had the knowledge. I sort of felt like I knew enough. I knew 80% of how it worked. The rest of it was sort of the intricate details and the small things. And so I started the emails for the client, and I got paid the amount that I wanted to. So what my day looked like there was, I would typically wake up and I would spend some time writing emails. And then I'd send the emails to the client in a Google Docs, and then they'd schedule it. And then I'd be asking for the data to come back so I could analyze it, and the data wouldn't come back. And then they'd forget about it. I'd follow up, and then I'd forget about it, and then I'd move on to the next thing. And that's kind of how that one worked. So working with this client, when they paid me the amount that I was asking for so many years, I felt obligated to be on call for them throughout the business day. So I was checking emails all the time, checking Slack all the time. And anytime they come up with this last minute sort of thing, I had to do it. I had to sacrifice things, and it wasn't great. So that's when I had to start to have a more systematic approach towards doing their emails. And so at this stage, I was writing emails on a week-to-week basis. Whenever we had promotions, I had to write the emails. Whenever they implemented a strategy that I wanted to do, which would require having multiple email sequences to multiple segments of the list, getting people to join a workshop, and then there'd be emails sent to people based on how much of a workshop they watched, emails sent to people based on if they didn't watch for workshop. I'd have to have an open cart email sequence to sell the stuff. There'd be the close down emails at the end. Massive amount of work. And then one day I remember being in a insanely stressful position with a promotion coming up fast, and me not getting the information from the client, from the client's team on time. Follow up. Well, I finally got I finally got all the information for them on the Monday. On Wednesday, I was going on a family holiday. This had been planned for a while. So I wanted to get all of the stuff done weeks in advance. So I didn't have to worry about it afterward, but I never got the information from them. So what happened there was I had to basically write this entire email promotion in 2 days before I went on holiday. I work early morning, so I actually had Wednesday morning too. So I had to write 10, 15, 20 emails and all of this stuff. Thousands and thousands of words, making sure all the emails are scheduled right and put in the right order and sent to the right person, and then there's the backwards and forwards that go with it. Well, on the Monday, my laptop broke. One of the keys on the laptop suddenly stopped working. I couldn't write. So I had to go and get a new laptop and get all of that sorted out while still having to write this massive promotion before I went on holiday. And then I got a message from the client at midnight, my time, saying, "Oh, we're having a strategy day tomorrow. We want you there." A strategy day for this client would start at 5 a.m. my time and finish at 12 noon my time on the following day. So I had to negotiate with him that I've got this promotion to write. I'll attend part of this strategy day, on a Zoom for 7 hours, but I can't attend it all because I've got this promotion to write. So I did. And I had to write the emails in the morning. I had to show up to the call and participate in that. And then afterwards, I was writing more emails. Completely and utterly burned out. On the Tuesday night, it reached a point where I was almost about to cancel my trip because I just did not think I could possibly get everything done in time for them before I went away. And I didn't want to take my laptop with me because it's not a holiday is a holiday, not time for work. I woke up early the next morning and I actually managed to get it all done in time before we went on holiday. So you imagine over them 3 days, I had pretty much no time with my family, barely any time with my wife. It was horrible when I'm upstairs on the laptop and I can hear my son downstairs saying "Daddy, Daddy," but I can't go down because I've got to finish it. And then on Wednesday, I managed to get it all done. We went on holiday. That's it. Took me until probably Saturday morning. We came back on the Monday. It took me until Saturday morning to actually finally have all the stress dissipate and to let it go. And then I came back on the Tuesday the following week, and I found out they didn't even send the emails out. I told them I was on holiday and I can't respond and this and that. And they, as a team, after all of that, decided that, we're not going to send this out. We've already generated enough book calls. The sales team have enough calls from what we've done elsewhere. We're not going to send these emails out. And that to me was just, it was, well, I don't need to describe how it was, that the amount of stress that I was under to produce the emails, to find that they didn't even bother to do it at the end. That was one of the things which led me to change the way that I do the emails now and the way that I approach things. And so what I actually do now is I have a more systematic approach to doing the emails. With this client, I'm still working with them at the time of recording, but on a reduced contract. That was sort of the end for me with what I could do to now, and things had to change. And so now I try to have a more systematic approach. I try to go in where I have more control over the data. I have more control over the outcome, because if I don't have any control, how can I give you the results that you want, right? You need to have some element of control so you can control the variables and get the results. And so what I do now when I'm working with new clients is I provide a lot more of the resources. I provide the tracking sheets. I provide walkthroughs on how I want the client to deliver for me. We have a systematic approach so that each day has a specific type of email. And then I try to have email scheduled at least a week or two in advance so that it avoids any kind of delays or any kind of problems, and there's always an email going out when it's supposed to. I've got my team that can help me with the data analysis and optimization, and it just makes things so much easier. And that's where it is now. And so how the day actually looks for me at the moment is, well, what I actually tend to do is I spend the first hour of my day, which would be reading and learning new concepts, and then taking them concepts and finding out how to apply them. So these are universal concepts which can be used in emails, used in sales, used in marketing, used to for personal and professional development, and name concepts that I'd like to share with people. So a lot of the time, these concepts end up in the emails as a way to teach people. I would often spend the second hour now with me, which is going to be recording videos and things. And then the third hour would be working with clients and doing emails and working with my team to get the assets together. And so when it comes to working with the team, the way that that would work is we have, like I said, we have a specific type of email for each day. We probably have 10 to 15 different types of email that we can use in total. So 7 days a week, 7 different types. If we find after a few weeks that one type isn't working at all, we can just replace it and try something else, a different type. Each type of email has its own unique style, unique structure, unique purpose. Some emails that we do would be there to provide value, to teach concepts, to move people from where they currently are to a position where they believe that they can actually get the result that the client promises, especially when they have a service. Other emails them short, to the point, which would be designed to get people to watch a video. The video, obviously, like this, you can see the body language, you can hear my voice, you can see the way I behave, you can see I'm real, you can connect with me. Other types of emails would be nurture content. Nurture content would be designed to teach people, to provide value, to actually help them get results. We have other types which would be more fun, more personal. You get the point. And that's how we do it. And like I said, we try to schedule emails at least a week or two in advance. Always have at least a week's buffer, so that anything that happens, emails them going out. There's no last minute things like what happened with that previous client. All of the emails have a call to action. We like to cross promote social media channels with email, because people on your email list might not be in your Facebook group, and people in your email list and your Facebook group might not watch your YouTube channel. So the more you can get people to consume your content, the better it is. And that's the systematic approach that we have. We like to look at the data. We like to look at click-through rates now. So click-through rates a metric that we like to use a lot. And a click-through rate, it measures the percentage of people that click the link. This shows how effective your email was at getting someone to take action. So this could be to watch a video, to book a call, to watch a video, to do whatever. We like to look at the metrics of what we actually want to achieve. So I typically work with clients who have a premium service, a service that costs several thousands, and often you need to book a call in order to sell it. So a metric that I can do is I can generate book calls, and this is a metric that we analyze. And so when we have the data analysis, we look at which emails performed best, which emails had the highest click-through rate. This shows us what type of content people respond to best. We look at which emails generated the most book calls in this context, and this shows us the ideas which make the emails better and more effective. And then we plan the emails for the following scheduling period based on all of this. And then we just basically test, optimize, test, optimize, test, optimize until we reach a position where the client's happy and we're happy, and we can quickly, easily, and efficiently deliver the emails. What I'd typically like to do with clients is I would offer them a guarantee, and the guarantee is that you will generate a certain return on investment in my company through sales that we generate for you that you otherwise wouldn't have made. When we reach that target, and we can do it consistently, we either maintain things as they are or renegotiate the fee for a higher guarantee, and various things as well. So when I offer these services now, and the way that I operate now is based on my experience and all the things that I've gone through, from the hundreds of hours of studying emails and studying copy, the thousands of hours of listening to podcasts, the thousands of hours of writing emails for clients and various things, and all this backwards and forwards. And it's widely considered that you need 10,000 hours to master something. Well, I'll probably put in double that so far on all different things. And I've kind of found now that it doesn't actually have to take that much time in order to get the results. But I guess that's the same as everything, that you have to put in the hard work first so that you know how to apply it, and you can actually get these results quicker and easier. That's the way that I operate now. So what I actually want to conclude this video is to show how this can apply to your journey too. Now, I am assuming that you are an entrepreneur or a business owner, and you're looking to use your email marketing and social media marketing, and you want to make more sales. Your sales could be a physical product, it could be a premium service, it could be group coaching, you could have digital training programs, you could have a membership on Patreon, all these different things. And so, what I want to share with you now is what's actually possible if you apply a strategic way to your email marketing, social media marketing, marketing for your business in general. So, this is something that after all my hours and years invested into learning this stuff, is what I currently am implementing in my own business and what I try to implement with clients myself, and is something that you can do too. So the reality is that you could spend hours and hours and hours writing your emails, hours and hours writing your social media posts, hours and hours recording videos, hours and hours focusing on this. And then you have to service your clients, you have to create the content, you have to for training, and you have all the other stuff as well. But what you could do instead is you could identify which areas of your business you like doing the most. You could then focus your time, energy, and effort on doing those. I mean, after all, you started a business because you wanted a business to do something that you love doing, and you didn't want to be a slave to someone else, and you wanted to have financial freedom, and any other reason as well. Maybe you wanted to have a purpose in life. Maybe you wanted to do this. Maybe you wanted to do that. But if you're focused on writing emails every day and writing social media posts and all of the other things, then it's just kind of, you're just gonna find that you're working in your business more hours for less money than you would for someone else or for a job. And that's the reality of it. The solution is you find someone else to do it for you. So if you want to find someone else to do it for you, you are leveraging other people's time. You can pay someone to do it for you. You then have to analyze and figure out the return on investment that you're actually getting. If you're getting a high return on investment, as in, let's say you invest $3,000 a month, let's say for a number, for someone to manage email marketing and to do daily emails, but the sales from your emails are generating $6,000 a month, then it kind of makes sense to continue doing it. That's the mindset that you want to have. The other thing I want to share with you is the way that you can repurpose things. When you can master repurposing, you can create an unlimited amount of content in video, audio, and text format. You can create an unlimited amount of resources, and you can then repurpose these resources that you've already created to use them in your emails, to use them in your social media marketing, to build your followers on your different platforms. And what I would like to share with you is something that I currently do and something that I want to do. What I'm currently doing is recording videos each day. I literally spend 5 to 10 minutes writing notes on a piece of paper like this, and I get my assistant to create the slides to go with the video. The purpose of these videos is education, to position me as an authority and to bring people to my company for services. So I don't need to invest too much money into making flashy, fancy videos. We will be extracting the audio and turning the audios into podcasts. We'll be getting the transcript. The transcripts can then be turned into assets to publish on the blog, on the website. They can be turned into assets to use for social media. They can be turned into assets to use for email or for one video. This is one video turned into multiple podcasts, multiple articles, multiple emails, multiple social media posts. What I want to do in the future is I will be doing live streams. The live streams will be on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all simultaneously, maybe Twitter simultaneously. I'll be streaming on multiple platforms. My team can then get the video recording from this and they can process it and make it look good. And then we can publish a video. We can then take the video and cut it into sections, into 10 to 15 minute sections. These will be published too. We extract the audio. The audio has become podcasts. We can then encourage people to download the podcast on something like AntennaPod. And then on AntennaPod, we can also put the transcripts as the descriptions to the podcast. We get the transcripts and turn them into articles. We get the transcripts, especially for content created around keywords, and then I can get my team to optimize them for SEO. We can turn them into emails. We can turn them into PDF resources. We can turn them into courses. We can turn them into social media posts. You get the point. All of these things are possible from me recording a live session for a 1 hour live session. That could literally be a 1 hour live session per week to create 3 months worth of assets to use in other scenarios and other situations. And the planning that I actually do is, like I said, on something like this, just a 3x5 index card. And I can sit and jot down ideas while I'm eating breakfast. I can sit and jot down ideas while I'm having my coffee. You get the point. You need to have a team in place in order to utilize and get maximum leverage from the assets that you have. That's how you can do it. Now, you can get someone to manage your email marketing and turn the transcripts from the content you create into emails. You can turn them into social media posts. You can do whatever. But what you actually need in order for this work is to have systems in place. You need to build the systems and build the team so that you can record the video, and then you know that the video is passed on to the right people, processed, and then published. Of course, whenever your content's published, every piece of content has a call to action, which is to book a call, buy your product, do whatever. And that's it. That is the system that I want to do myself. Now, how would you incorporate this with your email marketing, social media marketing, and everything else, so that you can actually make sure that you're delivering content that people want in a way they wanted? You're not spammy. Easy. What I do is, on a quarterly basis, I send an email out asking people, what kind of problems do you have? What challenges are you currently encountering? What result do you want? Well, it's obviously some kind of variation on that, so it sounds better. My assistant would collect all the responses. We look at them. We find the most popular problems, the most popular results, the most popular challenges. We can then create content based around that. In addition, we just simply look at the email data and we look at the emails with the highest click-through rates. This is the content that made people take action. We look at the content that made people generate the most book calls, or the content that generated the most sales, and then we just use that as a basis too. And then you can use this information to record your live videos. You can ask people what they want, and they're going to tell you what they want, and then you create your content based around it. Even better, you ask people what you want, they tell you what they want. You get someone on your team then to do the keyword research to find what keywords most associate with it, and then you base your content around that. And that's how you can literally get the absolute maximum leverage from all of your marketing, and you can do it with about an hour a week. And that's what I want to teach you and show you of what's possible. You don't need to spend 200 hours hand copying emails and breaking them down. You don't need to spend hours writing an email. You can just get someone else to do it, and that's what I'd strongly recommend. If you can utilize other people's time and leverage other people's time, you'll generate more of a return on investment in the future. And so a final thing here is that the obvious question is, well, why don't you just use artificial intelligence to do it, to create your email assets rather than get someone to do it? If you've used ChatGPT to try to write an email, you've probably noticed that it doesn't quite sound right. It never sounds right. Yeah, you can get really good at the prompts and all of this stuff, but still, it just doesn't sound right. What I found is that if I wanted to use ChatGPT to write an email, it actually took me longer now than if I just wrote it myself, because I've reached a point where I can write an email in 5-10 minutes. But with ChatGPT, it takes me 15 minutes with all the prompts and things, and then I have to edit it afterwards, which takes 30 minutes. So I don't know, maybe you're different. But that's the way that I use it. I'm not against using ChatGPT or artificial intelligence as a way to do things. But in terms of you as a business owner actually using it, it might take far longer to actually do than writing it yourself. A better way would be 2 ways that I can give you. Number 1 is you could do what I suggested earlier, and you could do your live videos today or recorded videos, and then you can get your team to get the transcript and turn that transcript into content, emails, social media, whatever. I'm sure they can use ChatGPT and whatnot, but by doing that, it is in your voice. You are the person speaking. It is you. The second way is, which is what I used to do, and I still do to some extent, I use a speech-to-text software called otter.ai, and this allows me to basically dictate my ideas. So what I could do, or what I've done in the past with clients, and will still continue to do in the future, is I would jot down the topics that I want to do the email on. Well, I would then make notes again on these pieces of paper, and of what I want to do in emails. I could plan the emails for the week, 2 weeks, whatever it is. and then I would turn otter.ai on and I would dictate the emails. And then my team could edit the transcripts and turn them into assets that we could schedule and use, and then off they go. You can do the same. If you want to use speech to text like otter.io or anything else that you want to use, I think the best strategy is that you don't necessarily need to know the best email structure and things. You can just literally sit there and dictate your ideas down. You can just say idea one for email, and then you subsequently go on and talk for a few minutes and describe what your idea is. And then you can pass that on to someone that does your emails that can turn it into an email with a suitable call to action. And that's another way that you can leverage time. So I want to finish this video with something that I want you to imagine as what's possible. If you look at all your marketing, it sounds like a lot of work, but if you can do one live stream a day and then turn that into 100, 150, 200 different assets in different formats, video, text, audio, and then use it for several months to come, then doesn't that kind of make sense on how to do it? And you can do this if you build the systems, and then you can have a team that can help you with your help turn these into emails and social media, and then they can help track and then help you analyze and then help you optimize, and they can basically tell you what you need to record the live video on. You just make a few notes, you just record it, you do what you do best, and this is how you can have a full email marketing, social media marketing, content marketing strategy with about an hour's worth of work per week. And if you really wanted to push it, you could do it with an hour's worth of work per month. So we can help you do that. My company can help you do that. Want to know more? You'll find the details below. See you in the next video.